Okay, you've been asking for it. This is a tutorial on how to draw Katy Perry. So the first thing that you want to do is that you want to find the center of your piece. I am using a piece of paper that is 10.5 centimeters on all sides, and you're gonna do a line in the middle, and you're gonna erase some of that so that there is space for the hair and the neck. Then the first line is going to be your chin, and it's just gonna be a little tiny line like this. Then you're going to do a streak this way, and don't make it too long. And then you are going to do the same thing in the other side, but you are going to make it slightly higher than the other one. Then you are going to do a line up, but it has to be like a little to the side, as you see here. Then do a little notch. This is also part of her facial structure. And then complete the left side of the face with this form right here. That's the left side. Now for the right one. This is a bit different. You are going to draw a line up, but then instead you are going to do a way harsher line. You can see that it's a little bit more harsh than the other one, and then you're just gonna correct that one with this curvy line. Now from here you are going to draw a line straight down, and you are going to copy that on the other side, but do it just under the streak of the face. Then you are going to do a line to the side and try to match it to where the edge of the chin is. And do that on both sides. Then we are going to go sht on that side, sht, drag it across, and then sht on that side. And then for the sleeves, you can just do like this. That is perfectly okay. Right now we're just making a rough sketch. We're not going into any of the hard details. Then we are going to do some lines. We are going to put a streak right there, and we're gonna drag it right across. Now, you can correct it by going over it more than once, but I recommend going in a steady pace. Then you're gonna move on to the eyes, and you're gonna draw it right around here. And then we are going to map out where some of her facial features are going to be. This is one of them, for example, where I'm just going to do a large circle for the eyes. Once that is done, we're going to move on to the nose, and then make a triangle form, and then back up. Then we're going to move on to the mouth, and we're going to start it right here. And we're going to make a circle to map it out. Now we have our ears, nose, and mouth mapped out. So we're going to move on to the hair. And you're just going to do a streak from there, and just do it like straight down, like this. Okay, so this is our rough sketch. So now we're going to move on to shape her face a little bit more. You're going to start here, but you're going to curve her chin so that it becomes more of a chin shape. Just like this. You can see it's a little bit curved, but not that much. It's a slight curve. Then you're going to follow the line, but don't make her jawline like as harsh as I did the lines. You're gonna curve it so that it looks smoother and nicer. Then you are also going to curve here. You can see that I'm making it a little softer. I'm not making it so sharp. And then we're just gonna complete the left side, just like always. And you can see that I am following the lines, but I am also making it a bit more curved. But then here's a twist. You're gonna go upwards, because this is where Katie's hairline is going to be. Then you wanna go over on the right side, and you wanna, again, curve it so that it looks better. Follow that up with, of course, the little nudge right there. And then, of course, up right there. Now that is the shape of her face. Now all those harsh lines, don't worry about it. Then we're gonna draw a streak down, and you can see that I'm kind of flicking it to the side because that is how the neck usually is. It goes to the collarbone, and so that is a bit curved at that area. Then we're gonna do this little curve that we did here also on the rough sketch, but we are curving it a bit more so that it looks a little more smooth. Now for her shirt, you're gonna do a little circle here, and then you're gonna follow the line, but also make it like more circled so that it looks more like a shirt. Now, I just want to say that this is my very first tutorial ever, so if you guys think that it's a bit lacky and this is not your usual art tutorial, then I'm very, very sorry, but I am just doing my best. And if you were sitting like right in front of me, then I could definitely correct you and definitely make this tutorial better. But unfortunately, YouTube is virtual and I am only able to do tutorials this way. Now for her hair, you can, as I've said, I'm gonna make it more curved. You can see that. And with the hair, you can't really go wrong. Like, you just have to look at a reference picture and you'll know exactly what you need. And then I did forgot to add ears in the first part of the video, which was the rough sketch. So we're gonna add those now. We're gonna start here and then make our shape. Just like that. That's the shape. Now you're gonna go over on the other side and you are going to do kind of the same thing. Now, with portraits like these are actually really hard to describe how to make. First of all, because I haven't done it before, and secondly, because it's a new progress for me every time. Like, every time it becomes so hard to, just draw specific things, even though I've done it before. And this is something all artists struggle with. Even on our OCs, we can mess up, even though we have drawn them hundreds of times before, then the proportions can still be off. But you can see here, once I corrected the ear, I added 2 earrings and I placed them on the exact same spots. Then some hair goes down over her ear, so I'm just gonna draw a line here so that you can see where her hair falls over her ears. Now we're going to move on to something harder, and we are going to be making some facial proportions. So for Katie's eyes, I'm doing a close-up shot so that you guys can follow along better. The clip you see is me talking so that I know that it will match to this voiceover. So first you're gonna draw a line upwards, just like this, carefully. Then that line, you are going to drag it down here. Then long line and connect it. I know it might look quirky right now, but trust the process. Now we're gonna do the same thing over here. Up and down. And then line right here. And line up there. Now we're going to move on to the nose. So right here, you're gonna make a line just like this, but don't press down on the paper, but it still has to be visible. Then you're gonna do a line here, a line there, and then a line there, and a line up. Now, this sketch will look rough, but this is a better way to plan your facial proportions. Now, her mouth is probably the hardest part of this entire tutorial. But you're gonna draw 2 lines. Then with a very, very, very steady hand, you're gonna do a little small circle just like this. Or it's not a circle, but it's a curved line. You're gonna do the same on the other side. And then we're going to go up here, down, up, and down. And we are going to copy that here down below. We're gonna do down, straight across, and up. Now erase this a little bit, and then do the rest of the facial proportions with your reference picture. Okay, so now that I have followed my reference picture, the eyes, eyebrows, nose, and mouth is done. You might think that I'm cheating because I did not show you guys the process of making these detailed proportions, but as long as you have the rough outlines of the facial features and a reference picture, trust me, you are going to be able to do this on your own. You can maybe also see these little streaks right here. Those are intentional and you need to add them if you're going for bandages. You're gonna do one by the mouth, one at the nose, one in the forehead, and one right by the eye. This is where she's bleeding, and this is the signature focus of Band-Aids. Now, if you guys like, this is an option, so you don't need to do this, but it is optional to use a fine liner. If you use a fine liner, you can make it more deep, and you can add some 3-dimensionality to it, and that is something I like to do. So we are going to cut to where I have done it. Okay, so now that I have fine lined my piece, you can see that it has a little bit more depth to it. Now, it was optional, you don't need to do this, but it is something that I like to do. So guys, that is my tutorial on how to draw Katy Perry. Now, painting Katy Perry, that is a whole different story. So if you guys want to learn how to paint her in and want to see a tutorial of that, join my live stream Thursday, 3 p.m. European time. I'm gonna do a live stream there, and I am going to show you guys my palette, the colors that I mix, and how to paint in Katy Perry. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped, and I hope that you guys liked my first tutorial ever. So, bye guys!